Hello students, we have our short lecture this evening covering our first AP short response. I'm recording this during report card pickup, so if I pause suddenly it's because somebody's probably walked into my room and I'll pick back up there momentarily. So let's get started. This AP short response asks you to look at a literary work, in this case going after Cecchiato, and identify how a minor character called a foil possesses traits that emphasize, by contrast or comparison, the distinctive characteristics and qualities of a main character. So there's a couple of key points there that I want to make sure I highlight. The first one is make sure that you actually use this vocabulary. So you need to refer to the character as a foil. That is important. A couple of things we want to look at are how that character emphasizes either by contrast or comparison, so difference or similarity. The idea here is really that through looking at a second character, you understand the main character a little bit better. So there are a couple of key points in this prompt that are worth noting. The first one, like I said, is make sure you use the word foil to describe the character. You want to think about whether they're contrasting or comparing them, and then what do they show you about the weaknesses or strengths of the main character. Now, the part that makes this an AP essay and makes this a little bit trickier is that the AP board, the AP test, wants you to talk about how understanding that character helps you understand the entire meaning of the work. And they use this word illuminates very purposefully. They really want you to explain how your understanding of the work is enhanced and increased and made more detailed by looking at this analysis. To give you guys a little bit of guidelines in terms of how to attack this short response, I just have a couple of things that I would consider if I was going to write this short response that I would ask myself as I was starting to answer this. The first thing that I would ask myself is I would ask myself, what are Paul's characteristics? What are the traits of Paul that make him distinctive? Even though the prompt asks you about foil characters, they really want to know how the foil character makes the main character more vivid. And so we want to start off thinking about our main character because that's going to be the easiest thing to do. Once you do that, the next thing I would think about is what characters have either similar or opposite traits. And the reason we want to look for similar or opposite is because up here it says contrast or comparison. So it could be one or the other. It could be a character similar to Paul or a character opposite from Paul. And then the final thing that you need to be able to answer is how does the second character change the way we see Paul? So what is it about the second character that affects the way we see Paul? We see up here where it says highlight the weaknesses or strengths. So change, maybe change isn't the best word there. We could say influence the way we see Paul. Those are the three things I would consider when I'm starting to draft this essay, when I'm starting to put together my short response. The last thing that you want to make sure you do is this essay has to address the relationship between the two characters. It has to talk about how the relation between the characters illuminates the work. And if your essay does not talk about the characters interacting, then you're not going to get points for it. You're going to have to make your changes. So those are just some thoughts to help you get started on this short response number 1. There is a very short quiz on Quizstar just to make sure that you watch this lecture. So please make sure that you go and take that quiz. It's very short. Did I mention the quiz is short? That's all I got for you guys. Good luck on the short responses. I will see you on Monday. Mr. Miller out.